I'm Josh Carroll, this is Carroll Auctions, and I'm going to take a few minutes and walk you through our auction for July 15th. That's Wednesday night. We have an amazing auction this week. It's a lot of pop culture, a lot of comic books, a lot of toys, a lot of dolls, a lot of video games, and more. Let me show you what we have. In our video games, we have the Vectrex system. This is one of the most collectible systems out of the 1970s and 80s, and I'm not sure on the year, but this one is complete. It is mint. It is mint in its box with its inserts, and we have a whole bunch of the games for it, and their games are complete. It's a very rare piece, and I've never seen one in this kind of condition. I mean, it is almost perfect. This is great. On top of the Vectrex, we have Intellivision and Intellivision 2, and the video games for it. We also have a lot of Atari 5200 games and the console. And I noticed something in there when I was looking today that included the very first appearance of Luigi in a video game or in print. So some better stuff on that one. The games are great. I believe I have all the instructions for them as well. On top of the video games here, on the vintage video games, I have more modern video games. Flats and flats and flats full. We'll probably sell these 4 or 5 at a time. We have Xbox, tons of Switch, and our Switch games are all better adventure games. There have got to be 30 or more Switch games. I don't think there's any sports in it either. All collectible, fun stuff. Over here, more just game after game after game on quality. So there's probably 100 plus games, maybe 150 games up here. Down in my showcase, there's even more games. So notice in my showcase as we go through it, Super Mario Bros. 3 for Nintendo, more of the sealed sets including PlayStation and Nintendo Switch that are sealed, as well as more Switch games, sealed VHS, sealed PlayStation. Great video game stuff this week. We also have an amazing collection of dolls. Dolls are fantastic. They're strung Jenny. There are tons and tons of Mego Cher dolls. That includes the Cher Bob Mackie outfits sealed in their boxes, as well as the dolls loose with outfits. All of it is mint. It's all absolutely pristine condition. So dolls here, strung Jenny, a little bit of American Girl doll, a little bit of German porcelain bisque doll, and more. This great selection of dolls. Down my front, we brought in a great collection of Apple. So this gentleman worked for Apple apparently in the 90s, maybe mid to late 90s. So all of his Apple stuff got saved. We have a huge collection of new old stock vintage Apple t-shirts. These are great. I have one that was used. The rest of them are still in their package, but you can get an idea about what these are like this. So the Apple t-shirts, new old stock in their bags, and a couple of used ones. And these were part of the Think Different campaign. So the Think Different campaign happened in 1996 or 7, but we have all of the posters for the Think Different campaign as well. They'll run down the front. They'll be tucked up here in the box. They're fantastic. The Think Different campaign is very iconic. Cannot wait for you to get in here and see it. I think we have 19 or 20 of those. We also have an Apple Macintosh portable unit. It's one of the early units in its box, in its original Apple Macintosh bag. A good old piece. Excited to have that. Down my front, we've been sorting out a comic book collection of probably 10,000 comic books. We sorted out keys. There are some major and minor keys in here, but there are some books that are pretty incredible. So we have, if I had to guess, 10,000 comic books this week. We flatted up series. We've gone through it all. We've pulled out keys. It's a really amazing collection. I cannot wait for you to see it. Over on my side, more comics, more dolls. So we have the little Tammy dolls and the Pepper dolls with their boxes, outfits for them, Lindsay dolls, Stife Bears, strung Jennies with outfits. A lot of fun up here on top of the showcase for a really great collection of dolls. In the showcase, the best collection of action figures we've had in a very long time. They include Star Wars, Mego Micronauts, Superpowers. Lots of them are complete or near complete. On the Superpowers figures, they're mint. They look like they're brand new. We've sorted out their weapons with them and their booklets. It's a large collection of them, and the rare ones are in there. The Shazam and the Plastic Man are there. On Star Wars, Blue Snaggletooth. It's a really good collection of that stuff. We cannot wait for you to get in here and see that. That's really fun. We're excited to sell that. In my bag, 100 or so pieces of Masters of the Universe. This is from the modern series of Masters of the Universe. I have rare mail-away exclusives, Castle Grayskull in its mailer, so a really good selection back here on Masters of the Universe. There are some key pieces in here even though it's modern, so you'll want to check that out. On my back wall and down the sides in the back, there are Western posters. So I'm gonna have Western posters throughout, vintage. These are from the 1940s and 50s, better pieces there. Down my side tables this week, they are chucked full of comic books. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are probably 40 tables worth of comic books in here. We're gonna sell you comics off of this the whole time. We sorted them out into series. So if you like the series or you're looking for key books, there are going to be some of those in there as well. Over on this side, role-playing games. I've got a good selection of role-playing games this week. Dungeons & Dragons, superheroes, and more DC Comics. Lots of Dungeons & Dragons books, including some fairly scarce ones. So we have all that over here, as well as probably 100 or 150 of the hardback comic book books. You'll want to go through those. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. Over down the other side, Godzilla toys again. I've got some Godzilla, I've got Willow action figures, Batman, wrestling, and more. This table is full of premium pop culture collectibles, most of it modern and better stuff. Down the side tables again too. An interesting collection I haven't had before, but Avatar: The Last Airbender. There are flats absolutely full of vintage Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I have some of their boxes and their cards. They were never played with. The gentleman bought them and displayed them. More on the sides over here. You're gonna find more action figures. You're also gonna find 150 or more of the comic book books. So these are the essentials and the complete anthologies on the comic books. Better stuff, there's a lot of them in here. In my key books this week, there are some amazing pieces. So one of the pieces I like the most, we have 2 first appearance Electros. These are super clean copies. I have the newsstand and I have the comic shop version. Fairly rare books on those. Condition is exceptional. Number 1, Usagi Yojimbo, and more. There's lots of interesting stuff up here on top of the regular keys, like these Marvel Mania magazines. These fanzines were produced by Marvel. Interesting pieces, pretty good value on these. I have 3 of these. This is the first appearance of Starhawk, and I think there's 3 more of those. Forever People number 1, Jack Kirby cover. Definitely a key, everybody's looking for that. Some good early Strange Tales. First of Silver Age appearance. This is a good book. First Silver Age appearance of Vision. In a nice clean copy. These are not beat, these are super clean copies of that. Frank Miller, Avengers, more vintage Daredevil, The Killing Joke Batman. I don't believe that copy of The Killing Joke has ever been opened up or creased. So super condition on that. We've got just tons of keys up here. This is gonna be a fun thing to get to sell. We can't wait to see you Wednesday, July 15th. Doors open at 5, auction starts at 6, and
come early for the best parking and seat.
we'll see you then.